All right, welcome to the Data Science Learning Community Project Club. Today, Simisani Ndaba is going to talk to us about Our Lady's rotating curation. And go ahead and take it away, Simisani.
Thanks, John. Hi, everyone. As John said, I'm Simisani Ndaba. I recently joined the RoCur team from Our Ladies Global. I'm now been an admin, the RoCur admin for 9 months now because I joined in January. So here I'll be talking about Our Ladies curation, the Our Ladies rotating curation team. I don't know about the amplifying voices in data science. That was for the carpentries, but I'll explain that later in the talk. Why isn't this moving? Okay, there we go. So first we'll be talking about what the RoCur program is, how it works, how to be a curator, and the administrator responsibilities like me and my teammates do, and the frequently asked questions. And we'll also be going through my time when I was a curator, beginning of January. I actually kicked off the RoCur program in January when it officially moved to Bluesky. So if you've heard of the Our Ladies rotating curation, RoCur for short, it started back in 2018 and it's been running since then. What it does is it features an Our Lady every week. So what they do is the Our Lady takes over for a week from Monday to Saturday, and she posts about her work, what she's been learning, and what she's been doing at her own as a pet project. And she also shows, or she can also show some of the books she's been reading, and she also does some tutorials like data visualization. She can even use Shiny, and since then, it's grown from strength to strength. When it was still on Twitter, it had about 15.5 thousand followers, and it's had over, I think, 35 curators. I didn't follow it at the time because I only joined Our Ladies in end of 2021 and beginning of around 2022, the following year. That's when it left Twitter with the time it had changed management. So since then, it relaunched in Bluesky. I would say the plan was to the Our Ladies Global team wanted to start RoCur again. So the planning started end of 2024 and it officially launched in 2025 when myself and my 2 other ladies joined in. So if you want to know more details, I put the link there on the screen. I don't know if I can share it in the chat, but I think John will be sharing it later. So the objective of RoCur is to help ladies, well, not help ladies, but it goes in part with Our Ladies Global. It's to amplify those people who belong or feel like they belong in a gender minority, so that they could increase their voices and just to show the work that they've been doing and maintain that social engagement, and to also spotlight on the women who've been doing work, or we want to talk about the women behind a project that we've seen online, like in LinkedIn and in Bluesky. Do you have any questions so far? I can't see the chat, so I need, okay.
I'll let you know.
All right, then, thanks. So part of my responsibility as an admin, where we can be maybe 1 to 5. For a long time, it used to be Catherine Simone. She was the sole administrator for about 2 years until she retired from Our Ladies Global, beginning of the month. So what we do is our work is to like maintain the Bluesky account, find curators, help them with access, with the graphs, we email them, we keep them, and we also have an onboarding account handover. When we retire, then we hand over to other people. So how we keep in contact is we have a Slack channel. We mostly communicate this. We have our own Slack channel and the Our Ladies Global channel there. So once we've gotten a curator, what we normally do is we tell them what is offered. We tell them about the special features well, not special features, but the features that are available on Bluesky. Speaking of, I don't know whether to, okay, no, that's coming up. And apart from that, at the end of the curator's time on Bluesky, we have to end their curationship by removing or deleting access into Bluesky. So for those of us who are not aware what Bluesky is, it is a user-controlled platform which is decentralized. It's not like LinkedIn because LinkedIn is owned by Microsoft. So whatever you paste there is partially owned by you. It is created by the people who used to work on Twitter. That's why it looks so similar, if you've noticed. And some of the features are the same because they wanted to break away from Twitter. So luckily, the Our Ladies RoCur program does have a Twitter archive of all the posts that have been made since conception, 2018. So if you go, I should have put the link here, but if you go to the RoCur organization website, you can see a Twitter archive. And if you type in whatever you want to see, visualization, AI, you can see all the posts related to that. So that's what I like about RoCur and Our Ladies. They're very good at documentation. We keep everything. So now that it's moved to Bluesky, I think we are gaining some traction there. So far we've had 6 going on 7 curators. Our 7th curator, our 8th or 7th curator will be starting this coming Monday in 2 days' time. If you also go to, if you're part of Our Ladies Global, you can see this on the Slack channel. There have been adverts all over. Well, actually, I've been advertising it. I've been announcing that we have a new rotating curator. And is there anything that I need to talk about here? No, I think that's it. So part of how Our Ladies used to do it on Twitter, what they would do was, I don't know if Lydia would remember this because she wanted to be a curator back when it was still on Twitter. I don't know if she's heard of TweetDeck, but she'll let me know. Well, so part of what they would do with TweetDeck, it would be used as a way to organize people or organize people who would be manning the account. Lydia, do you know anything about TweetDeck? I didn't have a chance to use it at the time.
Yeah, I never used it either. I'm not really that familiar with it.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So with TweetDeck, I think that it was, let me see what it was here for. It says, oh, TweetDeck allowed users to manage multiple Twitter accounts, track real-time updates, and organize tweets using customable, customable, customizable columns as seen. Okay, the village below. Okay, so it was to manage the Twitter accounts that were there. But on Bluesky, instead of using something like TweetDeck, what we do is that we give people who don't have accounts on Bluesky admin rights to continue posting and engaging with participants. What they can't do is that they can't really direct message people. So those are one of what I was talking about there, the app password is actually a feature of Bluesky. I'm not sure if Twitter has it because I joined Twitter. I wouldn't say I joined Twitter very late, but I wasn't active on Twitter when RoCur was there. I only started getting used to it now. But there is an article that we did write for people who want to see the the history of RoCur on Twitter and moving into Bluesky. So when we have one of the features is the app password. If you don't have a Bluesky account, we give you an app password that you use to log in to the account and you can continue posting and engaging with people, follow some threads. And once you're done with the week, you can unfollow the threads and you let us know when you're done. You can sign off and we'll remove your app password because every app password is unique as well as the buffer permission. If you haven't heard of Buffer, it's a scheduling and drafting system that allows you to draft a post. You can work on it and you can leave it. You can go back to it later. And as we can see on the screen, you can set the time and the date and when and where to post it. It's not only for the Bluesky, but you can use it on any social media. Our ladies have been using Buffer for LinkedIn, I think on Twitter and Instagram and other of our social medias. So it was actually me who said that we should use the Buffer, and a lot of curators have been using it. I use it myself. Lydia was actually a curator some time ago. Did you ever use Buffer? I don't think you tried.
No, I never heard of it. Yeah.
Oh no, you didn't want to try using it? Did we ever talk about it when you were curating? Did
I
we
don't
offer you?
believe so. No.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, next time, isn't it?
Okay.
Yeah. Another feature that we have is Poll Blue, which is sort of like a, you can create a poll in Bluesky. I think it's similar to the polling that we would create in Twitter. But for here, you can create a poll, and there's sort of, as you can see, the questions, and then there are different answers or there are different options that you can select from. And from there will be a link at the bottom of once all the polls have been, once everyone has answered, there should be a link to show the results. And once you click on that link, it will take you to a new window that will show you all the all the options that were clicked. This one was done by our last curator, Jessica from Brazil. No, she's from Buenos Aires. Yeah, somewhere there. And she asked a question, and these are all the answers that we got. I think this was what, for one day. So she was actually the first person to use Poll Blue. We didn't think that Blue Sky had a polling setup, but after I did some research, I said, okay, let's just continue having it. We'll see who uses it. And so far, it's been very successful. So part of the curation guide, but if you don't know where to start, you can know when you start your curation, like on Monday, what you have to do is start with a personal introduction. You can talk about yourself, where you're from, what you're doing, what you aim on talking about that week. And you can always, after that, you can tag or ask someone to help you with your curation that week. You're very much free to use hashtags related to data science or R stats, but you have to use Our Ladies and as well as R stats so it can be reposted by our Our Ladies bot, which does a lot when it helps a lot with traffic online with traffic online in Blue Sky, as well as where is it? It's also we have the Our Ladies bot on Mastodon and Fostodon as well. So it helps with reposting any post that has Our Ladies or anything related to our stats. And at the end of the week, you can do a reflection. You can say thank you to everyone. It's always good to give appreciation and just give a short send off. The last curator showed images of her bird watching that she likes to do. And when it comes to videos and images and GIFs, what you can do is add an alternate text. So you click on the image and then you can write small text. So it'll be easy for people who can't see very well or don't understand what's going on with the image so they can see it properly. And the last thing on the curator guide is posts can be pinned if you really want them to, so that it can be the first thing that people see and they can be deleted by you and you can move them as in priority or low priority. And polls via Blue Poll are always available. So this is just the general startup kit that you can follow if you don't know how to start. I think after this, we can hear from Lydia just a little bit how her time was. So to become a curator, what you do is that we have this cool form that instead of using Google Form, which we used to use, we now use Airtable. If you've heard of Airtable, it helps you create forms. It looks a lot more prettier, but you have to, of course, meet the criteria of joining curator. You have to either be a lady, you don't necessarily, not a lady, but you have to identify as belonging to a gender minority. You can be part, or you don't have to be part of an Our Ladies chapter. What else do you have to be? Oh, what you can't do is that you can't post on behalf of a company or business. It's not a way of making money, so there's no remuneration involved. So what you do is that you head on over to the sign up page, you sign up where you're from, how long you want to do it, and then the administrators will reach out to you and tell you that, okay, we've gotten your details, this is what you have to do. We'll be contacting you in a week. And the week before, we let you know we create an infographic about you, what you're doing, and your favorite packages, and how you want the flyer to represent you. And once you're okay with that, we can go ahead and give you your your buffer permission set and your app, and you're free to begin. All this is done on Sunday, by the way. But what I did this week, I knew that I was going to be busy tomorrow and Monday, so I went ahead. If you can see all the announcements I even made an announcement on DSLC that Jenny Richmond from Our Lady Sydney will be curating this week. So everything, all that was supposed to be done on Sunday, but that's what usually happens on Sunday. But I did it today, and after Sunday, Monday, then they can begin. You can volunteer your time if you want to. You can also nominate someone if you feel like you know someone who can talk about the data science projects. If you feel like someone will be a good fit to talk about our work, or you just want to expose someone's work, because we do have our users around the world who do amazing work, and you can see their work online, like the Quarto websites. There's so many examples that they use on the Quarto website of people that we've never even heard of. They're scattered all over the world, but we never hear from them. We never see them. Those are the people we want to hear about. Those are the people we want to see what kind of work they're working on, because the work is really, really good. To be a curator, as I said before, I don't know if I missed anything, or you must be an individual. But if you are coming from an Our Ladies chapter, or you're coming from a different Our Stats group organization, you can talk about the work you've been working on. Like if you come from DSLC, you can talk about the book clubs that you've been working on. You can talk about the data visualization projects, Tidy Tuesday. I know Lydia talked about Heidi Tuesday. I think she did, and we'll be hearing from her. In fact, how about we hear about her next? Lydia, we'd like to hear about your time before we talk about my time.
Okay,
The
sure.
floor is yours.
Yeah, so actually I was supposed to be a RoCur right before like or I was signed up, but it like was in the middle of like the Twitter exodus. So yeah, it was cool like when God, I'm forgetting who it was who reached out to me. But it was cool when like the Our Ladies RoCur team did reach out to me, because like yeah, it's kind of sad I didn't get to do it on Twitter, and was kind of waiting to see, okay, will we do it on Mastodon? But like yeah, it wasn't Mastodon didn't get as much traction as like Bluesky has recently. So it was really cool when they did reach out to me, and that was exciting. But yeah, so I was RoCur, I want to say back in like April, I believe it was. Yeah, it was back in like April, I think. So yeah, I spoke about like what I did with DSLC. So yeah, I spoke about like the book clubs and our help channels, chat channels, and also like a lot about Tidy Tuesday. Because at the time, John had just dropped our some new curating functions in for Tidy Tuesday R. So that was like a big thing, and it really getting the word out about that was really helpful for reaching people to like do some Tidy Tuesday curation. So that was cool. Yeah, I wish I knew about, was it Buffer? That would have been cool to know about. Yeah, but still, so yeah, I did like read some of the post like Simi and others had wrote about like their times being RoCur. So I did one of the things that was really helpful. Definitely make sure that if you're gonna be RoCur, you have to like write out your posts ahead of time. Kind of like have it. I just had like a Google Doc. So write out your posts ahead of time, especially like if you're gonna, because there's a word not word count, but like um
Oh yeah,
character
yeah,
count.
the character count. That's right.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. The 300
So
character count limit.
yeah, so one of the things I did, like within like Google Docs, you can go to like tools and then check the word count. So like if you highlight like a sentence or something, and then you can check the word count of it. So then play around and like because if you want like one idea to be in like one post, like I like to play around and kind of get it down so it's like, okay, it is the 300 characters or whatever. So I did that. And then even if like if you have a image you want to use, like writing out the alt text already, like there's the the character count for the alt text is huge. So that's not really worrying about how much you're writing for that, but at least kind of like you don't want to have to do that on the fly. Like if you already know what image you're going to use, write out the alt text like the same way you're preparing your post. It just makes it so much easier. And then you're able to like really like give it some thought about what you want to say about the image because you don't really want to just kind of do it on the fly and it's not as useful as it could be. So yeah, and yeah, so pretty much I did the doing the intro about yourself, kind of figuring out what topics you want to speak about, how to tie them all together. So maybe if you want to have a theme for your curation, my theme pretty much was DSLC. Um, and yeah, and definitely I do like the Our Lady spot, having that like reposting you, because even like after my
Yeah.
curation is done, I'm still kind of like getting reposted, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, I
that
did
is
this
cool.
thing. So yeah, it was a really good experience, and I'm really happy that they reached out to me to do it. And yeah, thank you, Simi, and for the whole Our Lady's RoCur team for doing this and like getting this kind of Our Lady's tradition back going. Because yeah, I like seeing this. It was cool.
Yeah, and if you want to curate again, you're very much free to. I thought I'll be getting people who want to curate this week or this weekend because of the use R that's happening this weekend, but no one seems to be. I think everyone's busy at the conference, so I think what I'll be doing is I don't know if I'll have time to be curating the week of PositConf. And there's also the RSC Con in the UK. I also don't know if I'll have time to do it, but because these are big conferences and we need people to share what they've been doing and just share what their experiences, it would be cool to have somebody hosting during that time. Thanks, Lydia, for your experiences. So let's get into my experience. So as I said before, I kicked off the start of the rotation curation on Bluesky. I just thought, let me give it a go because this is my chance to do it. And at the beginning, we didn't have that many people. We were still setting it up. And I thought I knew what I wanted to post because is January. It's a data visualization challenge where every day you have to post a generative art that you've made of, which has a different theme every day. So I knew that's what I wanted to post. But I just wanted to share some of the highlights that I did, starting with day one. I wanted to talk about, I don't really remember because it was the beginning of the year. So I did write a post about it, and I'm looking at the post here. How come it's not showing? It's a bit blurry. But I'm looking at my post here. I think John would can share it in the chat. Did I share the article? I wrote an article about my time and what I did and how I got into it on Medium. No?
Oh yeah,
Anyway,
that is shared at the top of the chat, and I will reshare it right now for anyone to make
all
sure
right.
everyone can see it. There we go.
So I wanted to talk about the writing R functions that I did for Daria's workshop for Ukraine. That this workshop was I think it was last year. Yeah, I did it last year. So what I really wanted to show was the Quarto Drop plugin. As you can see, the 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 IDE is showing, and it's also showing the narrative after it pops up. So that was a very cool function that I wanted to show. I actually used it the first time when I did the workshop for Daria. So that was something that I wanted to show. I also I couldn't really I wanted to also show one of my designs for the generative because on this was the last week of January and I couldn't show the images here. So I just decided to leave it. I'm just gonna show one or two. Like on day two, I also talked about the targets package a few weeks ago. What was that lady's name? A few weeks ago, Our Ladies Philly had an event. They had an online webinar about how to use the targets package. And I wanted to know how to use targets because I know it's all about pipelines, creating pipelines. And I just gave a short tutorial. This was the very gift that I created, and I shared it on the as I was going along. So what this is about, it starts with making a pipeline using raw data, and it reviews the summary, and there's a visualization that shows on the, let's say, the right side. So that shows that's a visualization of pipeline. And yeah, this was the only one that I got. This was the only January image that I got to show. So this theme was infinite scroll. So I didn't know how to show an infinite scroll, so I just thought, how about it just goes back and forth. So it took some time creating. What I liked about this what I liked about this challenge is that it helps you to be creative. And that's what these challenges all about. Use your imagination. And that's what I like doing, the freedom to use your creativity. So Hadley Wickham actually liked this one. So I was kind of excited he liked what I did. Yeah, it was quite impressive. And day 3, I wanted to show another Quoto extension, another feature that sort of works like Quoto Drop. I couldn't get to show it here. I couldn't get to show it on Quoto. I don't know why. During the my curation, I also don't know why I didn't show the output, but it works the same as Quoto Drop. It lets you do live coding while you're presenting on Quoto. On day 5, I wanted to talk about the object-oriented programming by Verdi van Lempert. I liked object oriented OOP because I teach it at the university. So I thought functions and methods would be cool to talk about. So I just mentioned that she wrote it's very easy to read, the OOP article that she wrote. And I thought she would talk about it more, but at the time she was still on maternity leave, but she gave birth and baby is okay now. But this is one of the posts that I really enjoyed reading about and talking about. That seems to be the last one. And day 6, the very last day, I wanted to close out. So every day of my curation, I sent an image of January. I wish I could show them here, but you can see everything in the article. Everything is in detail in the article. I don't know why they're not showing here in Koto. So the last day was, I think it was pixel sorting, which where you have to use an image and distort and change the pixels so it looks like it's being pulled apart. I think you can see it in the articles right at the bottom. So that was my week curating, and as I said on Monday, Jenny Richmond from Our Lady Sydney will be curating, and I can't wait for her to show us what she knows because right now she's in New Zealand now. I don't know if she moved there. And so I know she has a very big following in Australia. Our Ladies Brisbane, Our Ladies Melbourne, they're excited for her to be curating. And she actually curated before on Twitter. So she's sort of a curator veteran. So I can't wait to see what she has next to share. And it was in June. Yeah, in June, myself and Njoki from Our Ladies Nairobi, we actually talked about the rotating curation on how it's used on Bluesky for the Carpentries Africa meetup. So if you haven't heard of the Carpentries, they are an organization that teach data science skills, how to program in R and Python. They new programs like in large language models and I think for library skills, library management systems. So because we're used to using the software carpentry curriculum, from that would mostly talk about the R platform. We just thought we should talk about the RoCur series. So what we did was we tried to align the RoCur series and align it with the African carpentries. So what we did was we talked about how using RoCur. If people from the African continent could use RoCur to share their stories about how they share their experiences with teaching in their local languages, some of the resources they had, and they could, in a way, tell a story of how they grew from strength to strength, because the infrastructure is not the same here so much. So getting resources, getting help from the universities, mostly universities and nonprofit organizations, help them use, provide training and help them teach and pay it forward. So that, in a way, encourages other people who are watching it from the African continent to see, oh, okay, this is what they did. Maybe I can get involved. Because our ladies and other organizations, particularly people, if they see people in that, in teaching and in that platform. Like if we see, I don't know if you know Carrie Jordan, she's I think the MD, the managing director of the Carpentries. If they see someone like her, they think, okay, maybe they can use R to get a data science job, or if it can open up opportunities. So the Carpentries found it fit that, okay, they can say thank you for talking about it this month. It was the month of June, and they very much wanted us to come back. So that is my time with RoCur since January. And yeah, I'm having a good time so far. And yeah, thanks for listening. I don't know if there are any ladies out there or people who identify as a gender minority. Please sign up. I should have maybe sent the link here, but let me try and look for it. I'm going to stop sharing my screen now. If you have any questions, any comments, please feel free to ask.
Thank you very much. I am trying to pull up the link too to try to help you, unless you have it handy. Yeah, that was great and very useful to note. There it is. I found the sign up. I think
Oh,
it's
you
down
got it.
to
Thanks. Okay.
yes. Yeah. I don't have any other questions. It's just really interesting to hear about, and to hear about your experience with it. You did have, so you had the pixel sorting for day 5, and then on day 6,
Mhm.
you did schedules of data viz
Mhm.
challenges, it looks like. So to close
Oh,
out
okay.
that you couldn't see.
Okay. And also another thing before you continue, I remembered I'm only seeing it here for those of you, or if anyone wants to sign up. What you have to do is, I didn't mention this in the presentation, that you have to first see the available dates. I don't know if I can pull it. Okay, let me just share my screen quickly so you can see.
Okay.
Where is this now? Okay, there it is. I I put the link in the chat. So what we see is, before you can curate, before you can pick a date, you have to see which dates and times are available. Right now we're in August. Should be scrolling down here. Yeah, this is the week we're in. So if you want to curate, you have to see which ones are available. This week it shows that this week is available. And in our scheduling page, it shows you what's going on. Like this week is Use R. In a few weeks will be PosiConf, and I think I should add RSC Con. That's the week right after. Oh, okay. This is for people to view. Look, I need to look. I
Yeah.
need to change it on the admin page. So this is what you need to do before you need to look at the scheduling before you can sign up.
Good to see. And yeah, all the what is happening that week is useful information to have. I do a lot of the same thing of trying to coordinate Teddy Tuesdays with things that are happening. So awesome. All right. Well, yeah, if anyone has further questions, I mean, we've shared all of the links. Um, Simi's available on DSLC, so just join us at dslc.io. You're watching this. Yeah, do you have anything else you'd like to bring up before we close this out?
Not really. No, I think I've think I've really said everything. And if you do know anyone, please nominate them. You have to ask for their permission first, get their emails and then sign them up. And if you have a colleague or you can just nudge someone to curate, then that will be fine. Otherwise, yeah, I think if anyone wants to see what's going on, they can head on over to the Bluesky account. And like I said before, I have to emphasize that if you want to curate on Bluesky, you don't have to have a Bluesky account. You really don't. Oh, and I don't think I added, I don't know if I showed, let me just go through my notes. Oh no, it doesn't show. Okay. I also wanted to talk about the Our Lady starter pack. If I can just share my screen and show that. Yeah, the starter pack. The starter pack for RoCur. So on Bluesky, after you after anyone has curated, what we have is what Bluesky has is a starter pack of people who are in that field. So what we did was how about we thought about how about we have a starter pack for this year's 2025. So we have Lydia's there, I'm there, and our last curator's there, Isabella's there, and Joki is there. That's right, Irina Pabst. She's the one who talked about the target package. I was trying to remember her name. So all these ladies are in the starter pack. It really is cool to see who's in it and who participated in the last few months. Yeah, there it is. There's the starter pack. So once someone is finished, we can add them to the starter pack. But it's only for people who have Bluesky accounts. Unfortunately, I don't know if there's a space to no, it's only for people who are on Bluesky. So that's another thing that I wanted to share.
Yeah. Yeah, the Bluesky starter packs are great. So that was a
Yeah.
good creating that. So thanks for that. And yeah, just generally thanks for this presentation. Yeah, I definitely learned some new things, and I'll definitely look into like maybe curating later in the year as well.
Oh yeah, definitely. Thanks, Didi. You're very much more than welcome. John, if you know anyone, you can always ask Tracy if she wants to curate. I think there's an opening end of next month.
Uh, Good to know. I don't, she's been pretty busy, but I definitely will, if you we can share it on DSLC and on reshare anything you want us to on the social media to try to get some people to volunteer. Definitely happy to do that.
Yeah, no problem. Share everything.
Yeah, will do. All right. Well, and hopefully when we post this will give some information to people, and maybe this will get you some recruits as well.